Hello and welcome to the More to Life podcast. I am your host, Elle Mace, and today you have a solo episode from myself. And I'm going to talk to you about self-worth and how to increase your self-worth. So I'm going to run you through 5 top tips in how to increase your self-worth. So if you have recently, or maybe for a long time, been struggling with your self-worth, you will be feeling feelings that you're not worthy enough, you're not deserving enough, maybe you're not loved enough or at all, you're not liked, you'll be doubting who you are as a person. And it really comes down to the word worthy. Like, are you worthy of good friends? Are you worthy of that job? Are you worthy of those finances? Are you worthy of a partner? And this is this low self-worth, if it's left kind of untreated as such, or left to kind of spiral out of control, can really, really lead to feeling really depressed and anxious and overthinking and all these other kind of mental health aspects, which will leave you just feeling quite low, and it will potentially increase your comparison to others, your people pleasing, because you're trying to increase your worthiness, so you're trying to people please, your lack of boundaries. And when you get stuck in a place in your life where you are people pleasing, you don't have any boundaries, and you're feeling really low about yourself, it can really take over all aspects of your life and really affect your general confidence and performance in life as well. So here are 5 top tips of how to increase your self-worth. So number 1, I'm going to talk to you about self-compassion. So have compassion for yourself. Like, we live in a really challenging world as it is alone, without adding on overthinking, doubting ourselves, criticizing ourselves, having that negative self-talk. Life is hard enough as it is, trying to run family units and our work and earn money and social media and all the rest of it. So just be really kind to yourself. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer to a friend. And always bring this example up to yourself and say, would I say that to a friend? Would I say that to my family? And most of the time, nearly all of the time, the answer is probably no, you wouldn't. Be mindful of your inner critic. So really listen out for what you are saying to yourself and challenge your negative self-talk. So when you maybe have that doubt of, I can't do that, listen, get present. Actually, I can do that. Or maybe I actually can do that. And understand as well that making mistakes and facing setbacks is literally part of life. It's part of being a human. And they don't define who you are or your worth. And actually, when I look back at myself, all of my mistakes and setbacks have led me to growth, and sometimes exponential growth. So just see it as, actually, this setback is something for me to learn from. And then number 2 is set realistic goals and celebrate them when you achieve them. So make sure you kind of can achieve them with maybe a little bit of a push. So if you're really, really struggling right now, it might be that your realistic goal is to do 5 minutes of a meditation on one day. Achieve it and celebrate it that you achieved that. Or maybe if things are, not feeling so overwhelmed, then your goal is to get out and walk 3K or 2K, but make sure you achieve it, and again, celebrate it. So they've got to be achievable, and you've got to make sure they're in line with your values and your interests as well. So it's actually purposeful. And if you have got these big, larger goals, then break them down. So say you're struggling with your self-worth because you can't get into the job that you want to do. That's a big goal, finding your ultimate job. So break it down into how you could get there into manageable steps. And really make sure that you celebrate every single success, because before you know it, you don't end up celebrating anything. And you realise, oh, hold on a minute, 6 months ago I actually achieved that. I didn't even give myself praise. So it's really, really important to praise yourself. There's so many parts of us that are still like a child. And so in a way, treat yourself a little bit like a child when it needs that praise. And then I'm going to talk to you about self-acceptance. So, develop self-acceptance. So embrace your strengths, work on your strengths, okay? not work on your weaknesses. Many of us will be like, oh, I'm really awful at this, I need to improve that. And I can't remember the stats off the top of my head, but I remember being in a big corporate talk and they had all this slide up and they said, if somebody works towards their strengths, they'll improve their strengths by I think it was 70% or something. If someone tries to work on their weaknesses, they get a 3% increase on their weaknesses. We can't be good at everything. So just embrace those strengths and those weaknesses as well. Embrace them, accept them. They're imperfections. It's what makes everyone so different. Avoid comparing yourself, just because that is just such a waste of time. Everyone is so different. You could be comparing the start of your journey to someone's end journey. If I take my business into consideration, if I keep scrolling through Instagram on people that have been doing this job for 10 years compared to then of course they're going to be further ahead than me. What good is that going to do for me and my mindset? Okay. Next up, cultivate healthy relationships. So relationships are so important. And it is, you invest in relationships. You reach out and try to receive support and give support in relationships. So make sure you surround yourself with positive people who appreciate you and accept you. So people who are not, I don't know if toxic's the right word here, but people that are not benefiting you, that are making you feel lower than they are making you feel good about yourself. Simmer those relationships down or cut them off. It's okay to be actually, this period of my life, this relationship isn't serving me right now, so I'm just going to simmer it down or make some changes. Establish boundaries to protect your emotional well-being. And you will find that if you can surround yourself with helpful, positive and healthy relationships, it's going to make a big difference to growing your own self-worth. And then finally, invest in self-care and prioritize personal growth. And that can look like anything. That could be the materialistic things of going to get your nails done or your hair done or some new clothes, if that's what is going to help you. But really also try and look at so many other aspects. So the things that are nurturing your physical, mental and emotional well-being. So whether that is therapy or researching about therapy, whatever it is that's going to increase all of those aspects, and continue learning and growing through education and increasing your personal development and your hobbies. What do you enjoy? Do more of it. Education for me was a huge one. There was a huge void in my life of education after school and college and the following years. It was kind of non-existent. And I realised as I was older, that was a huge void for me. I didn't have that sense of achievement for education. I wasn't being challenged enough there. So I had to really push myself out of my comfort zone and take on a task which I thought was, not for me and not doable for me. And really challenge yourself. So not so you overwhelm yourself, but challenge yourself to step out of your comfort zone exactly like I did. I decided I'm going to do this course. I'm going to learn this language. And that was scary. And I was like, okay, I'm going to have to complete this or pass this. But, it was a calculated risk because it wasn't the end of the world if I didn't do it, or I had a lot of time to complete it. But it really started to build my confidence, and it gave me a focus outside of all the other stresses in life, where for that period of time in that day, I could just really get sucked into something that was making me feel so much better about myself. So just be patient, stay committed to your personal growth. And of course, if you are really struggling with this, then reach out to some professionals and get some more professional help. But just try these 5 top tips, and hopefully even just baby steps, you can start to increase your self-worth. There are also many other ways to increase your self-worth, which I will cover off in the next few episodes. Okay, take care. Bye.